Welcome back to Analog Horror Nights. How are all you vinyl idols doing? Oh, we got an interesting one we're doing today. Doing something a little bit different. Usually we just find an analog horror that's on YouTube, we go through it, we watch it. That's not how this one's gonna work. It's not how this one's gonna work. This is equal parts analog horror as it is an ARG, an alternate reality game. All based around a website. So we're going to check that out. What's something real interesting about this, for y'all that like the spooky shit, you might know these creators. Apparently, and I didn't know this when I was going into it, this was made by Nexpo and Nick Crowley. For anybody that knows Nexpo and Nick Crowley, I mean, you know, dude, this is going to be good. This is going to be damn good. So before we go into it, first of all, shout out to Hypno for the raid. Thank you so much. It's going to be an awesome time. We had a great time on Saturday Night Hypnosis. It's a damn good show. So yeah, thank you for the raid. We got a couple pre-stream legends. Our boy Jake motherfucking Martin coming in with a 20 banger. 20 banger. And then secret final boss, give the Words of Paradise membership and hit Lord Pterodax. Man, what legends. What absolute legends. Thank you. You know that we don't usually do clips because I want to make sure that we don't really ruin the vibe. That being said, if I can find this one right here, I'm sure I have it. I think I have it in my Discord. There'll be one that we can do. Where does this go? Maybe I don't have it anymore. Did I get rid of it? There's no way I got rid of it. There we go. Here you go. This is for you. Let's start the stream off right. Sly Maverick also coming in with a gifted membership. And he hits Secret Final Boss. What are the odds? That's fucking great. Alrighty. This is for you guys. Shout out. Thank you for the donation. Digital Liminal coming at you. Oh! And Felsteph coming in with a gifted membership. Hit Rio. Thank you so much. Or Yamato. I don't know why I said Rio. Hit Yamato. Thank you so much. Alright, let's get into this. Let's do this right. What are we looking at here? First of all, let me get rid of the Dono Gold thing. Let's get rid of that. We don't need you on here. Not for Analog Horror Night. Can we go back to the part this was made by? Yes, Nexpo and Nick motherfucking Crowley. As all I know about it beyond that. Like, again, I was just like, hey, I want to find some underrated, unheard of analog horror for tonight. And dude, had no idea going in. Nexpo and Nick motherfucking Crowley did their own. So let's find out what this is. This is the website. Liminal Land. Visit liminalland.net. And apparently through here, it gives you a guide to go through to try and figure out what's going on. There's not like a consistent story. This is no beginning to end narrative. So we're on the homepage. Don't really know there's a whole lot here. Banana Bomber Kane with a 2-banger. Just want to say y'all a bunch of sea monks. I'm sure he meant sea monkeys. But I like sea monks better. See if my mouth says, oh, this one will keep my mouth shut. Oh, so you know. Well, I don't. Check out the attractions. Attractions, Liminal Man. The Hall of Walls. Can we do anything with this? No, just make it bigger? Okay. Paradise Playrooms. I feel like I'll fit right in there. Wonder. That's awful strange. All right. I think when the music's not when the video's not playing, because we will be watching videos. When there's no video to accompany, I think I'm gonna keep that music going. I'm just gonna keep it low. That way, there's still kind of a vibe going on. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah. Yeah, I think that does it. That's the Paradise Playrooms. The Subliminal Land. Oh, right! Lights off! That's how could I forget? It's Analog Horror Night. Lights off. Mr. Melancholy for 5-banger. Leon, be careful tonight. Just got booted from the Yellow Glass train because it violated TOS. What that means. Don't know if Quarter Pounder or AI. Were they covering the assassination attempt? It might be because they were covering the assassination attempt. If that's the case, I mean, we're doing Analog Horror Night, so. Yeah, that's probably why. Well, thankfully that has nothing to do with what we're doing tonight, so. But thank you for the 5-banger. I appreciate that. I do. So we got Subliminal Land. We notice how none of these people's faces are showing. The Laugh Track. First of all, that's a dope name for a roller coaster. The Laugh Track. Centrifuge. Bro, what is up with their faces? Skyliner. And this one is just called Unknown. The Chrysanthemum. This one, oh, so when it says unknown, they don't know the name of the ride. Okay. What the fuck are we even looking at here? I guess that's why it's called Unknown. Serpentine. Alright, that checks out. I like the vibe of this. The Funhouse. Oh, I would totally go through this, man. I would love to walk through this. Invader Cave. If you or somebody knows a recollection of a prior visit to Liminal Land, please fill out the following form with your experience. Your account is vital to preservation. Understand the events that transpired at the park. Guys, should we fill it out? You want to fill this out? I think we should fill this out. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'll put my screen back on just a sec. There we go. All right, what should we say, chat? What should we say about our experience at Liminal Land? I think you guys, we'll make this an interactive thing. You can help me come up with what we say about our experience at Liminal Land. It's an abandoned theme park? Yeah, it's something like it's an abandoned theme park that was called Liminal Land. Or at least I assume it's abandoned. I don't know. And then what we'll do after we submit our feedback, we'll see if anything on the YouTube channel correlates to those rides. Oh, the Paradise Ride. That's a good way to start. What was the name of the Paradise Ride? Let's make sure we got it exactly right. Paradise Playrooms. Paradise Playrooms was my favorite attraction. What else should we put? How do we want to describe what our time was like in the Paradise Playrooms? I could hear the laughter of the children, even when there were none around. Such a great addition to the atmosphere. What do you guys think? The Paradise Playroom is my favorite attraction. I could hear the laughter of the children even when there were none around. Such a great addition to the atmosphere. Should we add anything else, or do we just want to submit as is? Let me know if we should add anything else. I see 91 of you watching live right now, so I'm sure that you all, at least someone's got some opinions. Got Carrymon says sounds good. All right, let's hit submit. Thank you for your cooperation. Yo. Why this one not got a head? I'm just realizing. This one's headless. All right. So now let's go through the Liminal Land videos, the playlist, and see if any of them correlate to these rides. Alright, so there's the sign off. Liminal Land Anomaly. Because again, these aren't actually in order. Alright, so Subliminal Land, I believe, was one of the attractions, right? Hall of Walls, Paradise. Yeah, Alright. So let's pause the tunage. And let's Subliminal Land. Oh, okay. Liminal Land, Invader Cave. This is one of the rides. All right. That was cool. That was real cool. Bro. You hated that? Funhouse is more of a horrific, disembodied screaming house. Are you behind Jake? The Expedition Everest is in? They did. That is what happens on Expedition Everest. All right, this is from Skyliner, which is one of the rides. What the? Is there something else there at the end? I don't see anything else. Why is it just cut? What does this have to do with anything? Going frame by frame. I mean, I see this light that seems pulsating back and forth, but doesn't... Whoops. Nope. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. Okay. Here's more Subliminal Land. And then Subliminal Land footage. Liminal Lands. Oh, I should probably be looking in the descriptions and stuff. Full set of people going up and none return with the fog. When the seats come down again would have been neat. I won't lie. I was not expecting, because so far there's been nothing like monster related. So I was not expecting that sound effect. That actually gave me some chills, bro. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. Let's go back to some of these. Recently, a rather alarming amount of found footage of liminal land subliminal land has been uncovered. This example is one of the most disturbing to date. Viewer discretion is advised. Originally uploaded to Instagram on May 15th. Is there a liminal land Instagram? Let's see. Visit Liminal Land. Right. Largest discovery to date is now publicly available. We should probably start at the bottom. Oh, all right. Well, where were you when it happened? May 20th, 1989. What?
I've been trying to reach you for 5 days. 5 fucking days and nothing. Where are my kids, Frank? Where are my fucking kids?
Hold on. Oh, god damn it. Okay, we're gonna watch that again because I want to see. Let's see if I can pause it. Since it's Instagram, I can't. Nah, all right. That's fine. I'm sure we'll run into it on a different. 1989 brought the fall liminal land, yet it lives on forever in our memory. June 16th, 1988. Missing Margaret Jacobson. All right, well, you guys know the drill. Anytime we see a phone number in one of these, we try and call it. Let's see what happens. All right, where is... Here it is. All right. Is that... Yeah, 505 666 4075.
This number has been seized by the New Mexico State Police. The search for those impacted by nefarious activity taking place within Liminal Land Park are urged to submit any applicable information.
Why are you sitting here listening to them? 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 Why are you sitting here?
I won't lie, guys. I got some chills. Yeah. Found some gold tonight, Rick Costa, for sure. All right. I'm gonna call that number back. I want to make sure I hear, because I want to report to you guys in case you guys are having trouble hearing it. Recent. All right, so seized by New Mexico State Police. to search for those impacted by nefarious activity. I still can't make out what it says, though. Unfortunately, I still can't make out what it says. Damn. That's so cool. All right. All right, let's keep going. Same hall, new walls. Oh, okay. A page from the 1978 Liminal Land summer pamphlet dedicated to the Hall of Walls, one of the largest escape rooms ever created. Can I? It's not getting bigger though. So what we'll do? Can you make this larger and more, yeah, legible? I did not spell legible correct. Whoops. Dude, you're telling me, Jake. Yes, I'm an Expo fan as well. I like Nick Crowley too, but I like Nexpo that much more. I'm a huge Nexpo fan. Okay. A fresh look at a familiar favorite. The staple of Liminal Land is back for the summer season with brand new look. The freshly painted gray walls blend together more than ever in the Lake Valley Times called the most immersive escape room man has ever built. Featuring its signature 800,000 square foot megastructure, the Hall of Walls offers an experience like no other where guests can lose themselves, and that's in quotes, every time, and that's a guarantee. Building the outer walls of the structure now stand 7 unique exits, each of which demanding a different path to find. Of these exits, only one will be open each day, while the rest are sealed off by gray walls, no different than the countless others within the structure. This assures a unique experience for our explorers every time, as you never know what route you will lead to your escape. Which exit will lead you through? Well, that's something you'll only know once you're inside. The rooms that start it all. The Hall of Walls offers a challenge many park goers can't refuse. This mind-bending experience tests the very limits of human psyche, rewarding those who dare enter the labyrinth with a profoundly cathartic experience. Whether you travel as an individual or the whole family, the Hall caters to anyone to allow their mind and body to wander. Within the walls, you can press the pause button on reality as you know it, and for a brief moment, truly escape. One of the many extended corridors leading you one step closer, one step further away from the escape. Pro tip, though we strive for all explorers to feel the sensation of vanishing, help is always around the corner. For help exiting the hall, make your way to the nearest partner. If a partner is out of reach, calmly stand still and wait. Help is on its way. Unwilling to settle for monotony of tired current-day escape rooms, Dr. Schlittenberg used his advanced knowledge of the human mind to push and eventually shatter the boundaries of what many believe possible for a theme park attraction, crafting an experience that can only be described as Liminal Land's crown jewel. Immerse yourself in its ever-expanding vision and lose yourself today. Welcome sight to some, but setting aside for others, the exit marks the end of an incredible adventure. Luckily, nothing is stopping you from going through it again and again. This is interesting. Now I do wonder. I'm curious if, since I sent them an email, if I got something back. It does not seem like it. That's fine. That is fine. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go back to the YouTube channel and see if we can find... Do they have a video about the walls? Invading. Unidentified liminal land offices. That's not the same thing. Oh, Paradise Playrooms, though. Okay, so it looks like they don't have a walkthrough of the walls. In recent months, Las Vegas Police Department, or no, it wouldn't be Las Vegas, would it? Because it said New Mexico. Oh, maybe. LVPD has been made aware of anomalous attraction at Liminal Land Park. Oh, New Mexico State Police were originally called LVPD, short for Lake Valley Police Department. Okay, that adds to that. Hold on. I think this might be on YouTube. Alarming found footage lands. All right, let's see. Is it this? Okay, so let's watch the Instagram version first, and we'll see what happens. Maria allegedly rode the wheel before making her way to the Liminal Land Anomaly. That day, the Liminal Land Anomaly was reportedly closed for repair. Park employees recall a single woman near the ride's controls, yet did nothing to question or stop her. Shortly after the ride reportedly engaged with a woman with the furthest rail car to the rear. The following photo is an illustration of Maria's facial deformity after the ride was brought under control. Oh, it doesn't show us. All right, maybe one of the YouTube ones will. Over the years of exploration of Liminal Land ruins, we have uncovered and collected a series of home videos from Liminal Land patrons during its time active. These individuals are presumed to be no longer with us, and these videos are all that remain. And we already saw this one, I believe. Yeah, we did. We saw this one. That being said, we'll let it play out again. It was real short. We watched that one. We watched that one. This is a collection. Being the only accommodation available at Liminal Land, home was loaded with industry-leading features designed to make your stay as memorable and comfortable as possible. Stay as long as you want. Life's better inside anyway. That's a nice looking bed. Yeah, Pipple Up. Every Saturday after Saturday Night Hypnosis, we do Analog Horror Nights. 1977 was record-breaking for the growth of Liminal Land inductees, although it unfortunately marked the beginning of the end. You had to be there. Recently uncovered a photo of an abandoned Liminal Land promotional billboard. The origins and location of the photo are unknown. We watched that one. We watched that one. Cover investigation tape. No, we'll watch that on YouTube. And if this is the offices, we'll watch those on YouTube as well. Watch that on YouTube. Whoa. Poster recovered from the home complex depicting the oddly to-the-point demand to onlookers. Its dreamlike visuals reflect the maze-like structure of the lower levels of Liminal Land, and visitors would often wind up beside with no recollection of how they got there. Alright, nope. We'll check that on YouTube. Alright, our largest discovery to date is now publicly available. Experience at your own discretion. Alright, so let's go back. Alright, we're back on the website. Accommodations. Welcome home. That was strange. Okay. So I recalled the number 3 times. And you still can't. I can't either. I have no idea what it was saying. Yeah. One of the finer creations of Liminal Land Park with the creation. Oh. Okay, not seeing anything here. Of their. Oh, son of a bitch. It seems like they're changing it. Different weird intervals. Oh! This one's actually got a person in it. Door looks like it's made of curtains. This looks like a restaurant I would eat at. Absolutely. Alright, we're back at the beginning. Okay, now let's read through this. One of the finer creations of Liminal Land Park came with the creation of the flagship accommodation, the holistic and opportune mutual experience. Home. The Home project encompasses a sprawling underground suburbia, perfect for families who travel from out of state to experience Liminal Land for themselves. Built from the repurposed bones of the Lake Valley Observatory employee housing structure, the site once housed the facility's clean energy workers and their families, at the time creating one of the largest underground communities in existence. Upon its opening, Liminal Land aimed to celebrate the sense of community by transitioning Home's purpose away from employees and geared towards park visitors, many of whom felt overwhelmingly comfortable while inside due to its illusory nature. The sensation of homeliness was the sole intention behind the project, as Charon, or Charon, I'd say Charon, sought to keep guests inside the park for as long as possible in hopes of maximizing profits. Because of this goal, Home would be the only in-park hotel offered to guests, reportedly containing around 10,000 concurrent operational rooms at its peak, spread out over a handful of square miles underneath Liminal Land. Rough approximation of Home's relative size to Liminal Land. Some areas are rumored to be unexplored to this day. That is insane. Charon, that's the boatman that's across the river Styx. That's probably what they're going for. There's probably meaning there then. Blending 50s-inspired decor with modern cues from the 1980s, Home was a marvel for its time, and due to the intrigue and raving reviews surrounding it, Charon would begin selling units in 1981, fulfilling their goal of keeping the patrons on park grounds for as long as humanly possible. Due to the allure of Home and its outward appearance of a sprawling underground suburbia, quick family vacations often turn into extended and even permanent stays. For many, Liminal Land Park was indefinitely become home. What the fuck? I don't even know what we're looking at here. Yes, exactly, C.D. Stein. The one with the people at the end of the hallway was so strange I couldn't tell us. Neither could I. And that's the end. They are very narrow doors. Lose yourself in Liminal Land. And again... Oh, Twitter? Where were you when it happened? Who are they following? Nick Crowley, Nexpo, and then, yeah, Nick and Ryan. Okay. The original model of Liminal Land. We wish you were here. Shortly after opening, its founder changed it to Lose Yourself, a coincidental change considering what the park became known for during its tenure. This one's new. That was not on the Instagram. 3 park goers take a break from the expansive network of pools within the subliminal land. They appear to be somewhere around floor B27, although nobody really knows for sure. Okay, this is just someone playing into it. Okay. Wish I could still visit today. That's good. On that day, it was as life as we knew it came to an end. The world closed in on us, and while the clouds above never turned a hellish red, they may as well have. How am I not following Nexpo? What the hell? Today, we solemnly remember the 34th anniversary of the tragedy that forever closed the doors of Liminal Land. The vibrant, magical place once brimmed with laughter and joy, but it was silenced in an instant. Innocent lives were taken from us that day, forever etching sadness into our hearts. As we reflect on this poignant anniversary, let's hold close memories of those lost and pledge to carry their spirit forward. Our work is merely beginning. May 20th. Alright, a recovered investigation tape. We'll get to that. We already checked that. Alright, let's go back to their website. The 1978 Vacation Guide. There's no place like home. Want to learn more? Employ more. A battered pamphlet recovered from the sidewalk in what once was lively downtown Lake Valley, branded with Car on logo. Its visuals exemplify everything the company consistently pushed for. A packed park, the allure of the mystique, and visitors' inevitable absorption into the Liminal Land compound. Are there any videos about... No, but there is. Welcome home. We did learn about the home facility, so let's check this. Did that say the same thing? Hold on. Did the letters change when it went red? Let's find out. Going back frame by frame. Bear with me here. Viewing intended for the Caron management team only. Any outside viewers should be internally... Alright. Any park goer found with this tape will be disciplined with extreme justice. Welcome to your new home. Hold on. Let's run that back. Not seeing anything out of the ordinary. All right. That is a nice touch. Everything disappearing except the in red must stay as long as possible. That's an excellent question, Jake. this is getting insane. Warning, do not attempt to explore or ascertain the true size of the home facility. Even we are entirely unsure of its true size and extent. Try to spot the inconvenience in the following images. Okay. No blanket on the bed? So you whoever watched the shady things involved at the facility, and never mind, I was right. Yeah. Do you see it? What the fuck? Did that just say enough? Yeah, enough. Course 921? Yeah. Improper containment measures that lead to anomalous occurrences. Rewind? Rewind before the door disappears. Okay, what are we looking for? If you notice something, let me know. Before the door disappears, it had writing? I'm not seeing any. I'm going back frame by frame. Oh. Good catch. Can we get... Oh, it's so distorted, though. Potentially serve as an... something. All right. Thresholds that potentially serve as an exit from home. And yeah, I saw something about containment as well. Right here. So this is not the same text. Alright, we'll keep going and see if we can find anything more. Thoroughly note what went wrong. We never want to see incidents such as this one again. Messages will be displayed. Each message will indicate one of the following: important information regarding anomalous occurrences, what to avoid when present in similar situations, what kind of behavior we hate to see our subjects exhibit, which areas are prohibited from being accessed even by Karan associates, what to immediately correct following the viewing of this tape. You also, there were words there. Obviously, that's what I'm looking for. The found footage tape will now begin playing. Feel like we kind of wasted our time with that, but that's fine. Y'all heard that, right? That little girl scream. Do not follow the strange sounds. Do not enter a stranger's home. Bro, turn some fucking lights on. Never leave a passage unblocked. Yo, I'm getting chills. Curiosity will become regret. go in there. You will never be seen, may never be right. You are already dead. What the hold on, what was that? So it looks like shadows of people on the wall there. We hope you learn from others' mistakes. Alright, so that was interesting. The constant carnival music in the background is very unnerving. It gives a sense of overwhelming impending dread. Yeah. Okay. Internal company training tape recovered and submitted by an anonymous source. Strangely, this video appears to have been taped over. As far as we know, the victim depicted herein has never been found. An original disc of Karan's Liminal Land employee training CD-ROM game, 2005 backup was found along with it. Files linked below are extracted from the original CD-ROM, although many are now publicly available. Individuals are recommended to download to view them at their own discretion. Guess we about to find out, boys. Guess we about to find out. Hey, thank you for the sub, Evistugs, or however you would say that. Oh, it's blocking me from downloading it. Give me a sec. Alright, let me check something. Damn. Liminal Land subreddit is saying it was blocked. Let's see. But we might have access to something else. Let me check something. Haha! Alright. Well, footage of it is on. Not really a workaround. They have it posted on their YouTube, but yes. Well, you say it sounds backwards. We could always find out. Let's find out. Let's run it through some software. Let's find out. Give me one moment here. All right, download. Pull up my editing software. Let's reverse it. Let's watch the whole thing first. And then we'll do the reverse version. Let's watch the whole video first, and then we'll do the reverse version. You just download it, deactivate your antivirus, and it'll work. I kind of figured that'd be the case, but I won't lie. I wasn't willing to risk it. Not while live. Why is it stuck there so long? Yeah, the ride was empty. Catch you later, go carry him on.
See you later.
All right. Whoops, whoops. All right, we don't want that. Okay. Now let's go back to the editing software. Hmm. Whoops. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, I don't think it's anything. Or if it is, I'm not smart enough to figure it out. No worries. Yeah, no, I mean, I thought you were on to something. Post recover from the home complex. Okay, yeah, no, we read that on the Instagram. Memorandum, letter of warning. Lake Valley, New Mexico. I am writing this letter to inform you of the escalating activities in the Liminal Land Park, where outside jurisdiction is poking around behind the scenes. We received reports of a street-clothed officers from the something surveying the premises after park hours, allegedly conducting some sort of unlawful investigation into your park's activities. One officer, blank, has been reprimanded last night on level B34 of the subliminal land, hiding from the men's restroom. When approached, he claimed to have been lost. Being being held in our facility for further questioning. We will send updates on what he knows and who is involved with its work. For now, all that's confirmed are his ties to the investigative department of the blank. Previously, I recall your complaints of blank calling your offices about the laugh track. It's possible he was hiding to get a closer look at the ride when the park was cleared. We already know that blank has an interest in the ride specifically. My advice would be to take action in-house. Shredding files will only do so much if they are actively in the park, disguised as patrons. Consider looking into Clause 18. We're here to help. Sincerely, blank. Internal memorandum stuck to the bathroom stall in the subliminal land ruins. It appears to depict some sort of internal turmoil with law enforcement. However, due to redactions, it's difficult to know for sure. Recovered investigation tape focusing on the manhunt for Sophia Munoz. Story written by her daughter appears to be an incriminating piece of evidence. It's unclear if either of the two have ever been found. So let's... Alright. Recovered investigation tape focusing on the manhunt for... Okay, alright, so it's just the same thing. Still a better missing child story than weapons. don't like where this is going. Scared is my best guess as well, but we couldn't see. Yeah, whoever said demon was right on the money. Yes. Yes, the handwriting was different, Jake. Good catch. Haha, I see what you did there, PK. Alright, that was the number we called. Alright, found footage home. We watched this one. Investigation tape. The Liminal Land Anomaly. Recovered investigation tape detailing strange occurrences surrounding something nicknamed the Liminal Land Anomaly. We have an idea of what this ride could be, however, it's still mostly ambiguous. Okay, the facial deformity, we covered that earlier. LVVT has declined to cover the cases on local television? It hasn't said whose case it is. We know it's a third party because the police are also involved. The police have been mentioned multiple times, but they've been mentioned in reference to not being the person doing the investigation. So whoever's doing this, we don't actually know, Jake. Don't like that. Lena Sorensen, occupation teacher. Yeah, bad things been happening to teachers lately. What the fuck? They're always smiling. Yeah, no kid knows for 8 hours. Like, that's... Well, I'm wondering if it's like a time dilation thing. Yeah, the medical notes is an interesting, interesting cause, or an interesting thing to add. Agreed. We saw a little clip of this on the Instagram. Okay. You think the police know more than they're letting on, Jake? Oh, she got it the worst so far. Damn, she transitioned, bro. First known death by, so she was the first. To protect and serve? Yeah, I don't know none of that. Okay. We already read through this, which this is a much easier way to read it than the Instagram, so I didn't even need to run it through AI, but alright. A page from the 1978 Liminal Land Summer pamphlet dedicated to the Hall of Walls, one of the largest escape rooms ever created. More pages from the pamphlet are currently in recovery. I think that was the last one in the... Oh, no, there's 4 pages of these. Police report. Lake Valley Police Annual Report 1987. Despite quick response from our emergency responders, nothing can be done to salvage the homestead ablaze by June 15th fire. When arriving on the scene, 2 adults engaged our team to alert them of the presence of 2 children stuck in the bedroom. The 2 were locked in the bedroom, locked in for bedtime before the oven caught fire due to a forgotten cake left by the mother. The blaze, however, was too severe for the fire squad to enter. Despite best efforts, both children would perish in the flames. Fast action was made to stop the spread of the blaze. Thankfully, nearby homes were spared of any damage. Cleanup was complete by the following day. 1 house repainted due to damage to smoke. No charges filed. Short segment taken from Lake Valley's Annual Police Report 1987. The remainder of the booklet is missing. This particular entry was saved by a loved one of the affected family. If you have information on whereabouts this booklet or any others during Liminal Land Run, please contact the archival team. Why is this relevant? A whole new world underneath your feet. 3 years after Liminal Land changed the face of Lake Valley, Caron Corporation has emerged with yet another project bound to fascinate park visitors. A multi-thousand square foot underground complex spanning 36 floors vertically downward is now available to explore completely at your leisure. Immerse yourself in the naturally heated structures warmed by the remnants of Lake Valley's dormant test sites. Given the city's rich history of diligence in investing in energy infrastructure, Lake Valley Observations has donated their prior complex to benefit Caron's vision of bringing humanity to the most unique theme park presence in the world today. Does it seem to anybody else like the local government's in on this? I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting, that the local government is in on this. You'll find that Subliminal Land carries the most unique pool architecture in the world. Irregular pool shapes break the monotony of rectangular alternatives, largely made possible by the reuse of old clean energy reservoirs led by the engineers and scientists from Lake Valley Observations. I was a CG major and have family. Yeah, they've got to be, Jake, exactly. On top of this, you'll find that each pool is seamlessly connected to every other one on each floor, meaning you'll never have to leave the water. What? As you venture into the depths of Subliminal Land, you'll discover a world of hospitality at your disposal. Enjoy complimentary beverages provided by Liminal Land. Let's get some music going. Complimentary beverages, let's see. Provided by Liminal Land partners, you soak in the rad baths located in the wave pool. Pro tip, if you're having difficulty navigating the maze-like structure of Subliminal Land, feel free to ask the nearest partner and they'll be happy to direct you. Can't find a partner, follow the red exit signs, and you should find one in proximity. Subliminal Land utilizes state-of-the-art system of interconnected water slides to ensure safe travel between floors. Gone are the days of exiting the water, scrounging for a towel, and walking around soaking wet. In Subliminal Land, you can navigate to any floor you like by slide. Guys, I don't like this at all. This sounds terrible. Let's see. By slide, where'd that go? To do, simply head to the nearest outer wall, look for the orange openings. Once there, jump in, enjoy the ride, and emerge in a completely new area. As you make your way out of the hospitality sector and into the Serenity Ward below it, you'll discover crowds become less prevalent. This is by design and made possible by the sheer size of floor B10 and beyond. You'll be pleased to find the deeper you venture into Subliminal Land, the larger the floors become, allowing you to truly escape the monotony of daily life in lieu of dead, silent, unforgettably serene experience underground. Warning, those with autophobia may experience discomfort with Serenity Ward. If you're prone to this, it's advised to remain in floors B8 and above. From the beginning, Kara crept in Liminal Land with one promise to you: that you can escape reality and truly lose yourself. And with the addition of this new facility, the promise continues to live on. Towards the very back, floor B14, the neon pool rooms wait. Immerse yourself with the unforgettable experience you won't get anywhere else. Bonus tip: given the death, neon pool rooms are typically empty. Chances you'll have it all to yourself. Rad. Summer pamphlet celebrating the release of Subliminal Land. Okay. Oh no, water! Hide Leon in a safe space. Thank you, Raza. Appreciate ya. Autophobia is the fear of being alone. Yeah, we learned something new today. Pre-Liminal Land photos of Lake Valley. One of the last surviving images of Lake Valley observations, the site of what would one day become Liminal Land. Within the buildings shown, clean energy was produced and used in various regions across the country. Directly beneath these facilities sat the enormous underground housing development, which would later be repurposed into home. Images shown in the early days of Lake Valley, years before they would begin their clean energy initiative. The town was small, remote, and rarely visited, which made it the perfect place to build their power plant. Recovered photos from inside Lake Valley observations. The site was home to an estimated 7,000 employees at its peak, though very few photographs remain. Photograph taken inside one of the washrooms in the underground portion of the energy facility. The white tiled walls serve as an inspiration for the decor of Subliminal Land. In some instances, the tiles did not need to be replaced. Whoa. The only known image taken of the hub, the main energy sector of Lake Valley observations, due to the constant reactions happening inside, entering the room often meant death in under an hour. The hub would eventually be retrofitted in the final floor of Subliminal Land, which made it one of the most highly sought-after locations in the entire park. What? Mention of Dr. Schlittenberg in Science News in 1959. Dying of laughter. Alright, the new world of computer-generated images. The first published mention of Dr. Schlittenberg in a weekly edition of Science News on November 28, 1959. The article briefly discusses his research in the world of cortical activation, and specifically compression-induced laughter. Despite discovering the clear health issues the prolonged exposure to these compressions cause, he incorporated the same technology years later into the laugh track. It is not currently known if the writers ever experienced damage to their bodies or minds while writing the laugh track. Yep, that's not going to be as easy to read. Alright. Data collection. Difficulties are large. The group considered providing a database for the summer's interdispensary study amusement park engineering, SAPE, at Rochester Institute of Technology faced several difficulties, says Dr. Frank Schlittenberg, Chief Engineering Chairman. One approach to measuring the effects of mechanical-induced cortical activation would be inducing chest compression in the overhanging chest mound resting on the shoulders of willing participants. On intervals of 60 seconds, the restraints would compress, causing uncontrollable laughter in the subjects. Though there are many ways to test mechanical cortical activation, the study specifically used means of compression for laughter and effects it may have on individuals over extended periods of time. In their research, respiration movements were measured by the means of strange gauge transducer attached to slightly elastic belt around the waist. The risk of harmful pressure in the trunk cavity during expression was the sole focus of the research to distinguish whether this type of induced expression could be viable and safe to emulate in commercial products. Results from 2 studies of biological consequences of laughter are reported. A proposed inhibitory brain mechanism was tested in Study 1. It aims to protect against trunk compression and can cause health hazards during vigorous laughter. Compression may be maximal during moderate durations for protective reasons. Moderate and enduring vigorous laughs. 25 university students volunteered to have their chest compressed at random intervals. Laughter response and the superimposed HA responses, I'm not sure what that is, were originally assessed by mercury-filled strain gauges strapped around the trunk. On average, these participants experienced brief moments of euphoria in the test's initial phases. In later phases, participants began to feel feelings of fear, anxiety, or panic. In the final phase of the testing, every participant reported feeling intense stomach pain and severe mind fog. Ultrasounds later revealed damage to the diaphragm of 3 of the participants, including 1 total rupture. Highly significant linear relations were calculated between the number of laughs and post-exposure cortical activation due to high activation after frequent laughter. The results of this study support the hypothesis that mechanically induced cortical activation is possible and can be replicated to induce emotions. The results from the study also support the hypothesis that prolonged exposure to mechanically induced cortical activation can result in negative effects on human mind and body, and that effects pose the increased risk and harm with vital organs in the trunk cavity. Given this, implementation of induced laughter in commercial uncontrolled products is not recommended until these effects are better understood. Alex Mitchell, 1975, 50-year-old man who laughed uncontrollably for 25 minutes while watching a comedy show, resulting in heart failure. Wow. Okay. Back on the track. Cameras on the laugh track captured giggling passengers upon the steam ride's reopening in the summer of 1988. The ride had been suspended earlier that year and covered with massive tarps in an attempt to hide it from public eye. The official reason given for its closure was severe mechanical issues, with the tarps being used to protect the ride from harsh sunlight. Many have gone on to reject these explanations, with some going as far as to claim the ride was closed to an accident, potentially even total derailment, though at this point, little evidence exists to back these rumors. The ride continued to operate that summer, much to the enjoyment of parkgoers, and remained operational until Liminal Land's eventual closure the following year. That's creepy. April 24, 1984, Jason Franklin, maintenance team lead, Caron Corporation. David, I'm having trouble figuring out how to approach Dr. Schlittenberg about this, but this is getting seriously out of hand. We cannot keep guys on payroll for longer than a few weeks before they walk off. I'm not sure if it's paid discrepancy or what, but this is seriously beginning to affect our bottom line. Home is a fucking mess. It's become a colossal shithole ever since Dr. Schlittenberg decided to sell units for permanent stays. All this man cares about is money, 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 and all the residents don't care. They sit in their rooms, living like shit. Their trash is everywhere. It stinks. How am I supposed to hire any decent talent if their first day on the job is cleaning up the mess the last team abandoned? We either need to shut off sections of home or figure out a way to get more people in here fast. I can't keep pulling these overnights alone. Not like this. It's messing with me bad. I haven't told anyone, but 2 nights ago, I heard something down the hallway inside C Block. I'm not sure if it was because I was up for 22 hours straight, again, but it sounded so fucking real. It was akin to a child's scream. Mind you, we heard that child scream in the home video. This disturbing blood-curdling scream followed by what I could only describe as, who knows. I know it sounds ridiculous, something underground, but dear God, it hasn't left my mind since. We need more guys. I'm overworked, I'm tired, and if things don't change, I'm walking off just like the others because fuck this. Unfortunately, sections are redacted. However, the team is working to recover the lost data. Company training tape. All right. Let's listen to the training tape.
Look at the photo.
I don't wanna.
Look at the photo. Look at the photo. Look at the photo.
I keep saying person. I don't fucking know about person.
Look at the photo.
Is part of this kid's face peeling off? What the fuck is happening here? I was actually wondering the same thing, Matt. This music do be slapping though, bro. Yes, right like a ritual. Exactly, Rick. I noticed that as well. Okay. Promotional material for home. In Liminal Land, you'll feel right at home. A holistic and opportune manual experience emulates the feel of a suburban life away from home, so you can enjoy your time away while your kids enjoy theirs. A full-page advertisement for a facility named Home. While little is known about what went on inside, rumor has it that Liminal Land's take on reality-bending underground suburbia. Urban legend aside, it was more likely a clever accommodation to get families to stay at the park longer than they otherwise would. A full-page advertisement celebrating the facility named Home. While little is known about what went on inside, rumor has it that Liminal Land's take on reality. Oh, okay, no, we read that. But this is just a different. Man. All right. The missing persons. This is what. I've been real excited for this one. This is the first video.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
This is that number we called earlier again, but this is a different person. This isn't the Munoz girl. Frank Struther. We've already called this number. It did give us a very weird. You should call it, Mervoth. Something happens when you do. Yeah, I've been waiting for a jump scare this entire fucking stream, and none have happened. I've just been unsettled the most of it, which is, I mean, good. They're doing it right. I mean, I think that you're probably onto something, Otaku. Okay. So, that was clever. What that sign-off was a reference to was, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it was this right here, the Joanna Lopez sign-off. So if anyone remembers this, the Joanna Lopez sign-off is a famous, creepy 1989 WMAQ-TV Chicago moment where a grainy, poorly lit missing person photo appeared on a blank screen after a sign-off without voiceover details, similarly using low fidelity or oddly paced missing posters. Yeah, the Joanna Lopez sign-off. This was weird. That's what that we just watched was a reference to, so that if you guys aren't familiar with this isn't analog horror. This is a real thing that happened, by the way. Really fucking creepy, really unsettling. Man. So yeah, that's nice little touch there with that. Definitely nice little touch there with that. All right. Recovered image potentially awaiting confirmation from the site of what was once the home of Lake Valley Observations. This photograph was likely taken by staff members of Charon surveying the land for purchase before its eventual renovation as Liminal Land. Paradise Playrooms. Lose yourself in a new paradise. Endless play awaits for children young and old. Found in remaining company files, this poster once promoted the highly ambitious Paradise Playrooms, which serves as the park's alternative to daycare. Early reviews suggest the attraction lived up to its name, with children joyfully spending hours lost in the maze of never-ending fun. Man, I wish we had a Paradise Playrooms video. Margaret J. missing Lake Valley Police. Special bulletin, Lake Valley Police Department. What's scratched out there? Missing person, foul play suspected, $8,000 reward. For information leading to the discovery of the current location of Mrs. Jacobson, $15,000. What's with all the distortion here? Jacob Margaret, S, female, 39, 5'3", 125 pounds, brown hair, brown eyes, fair complexion, date missing, 25th of January, 1988. Last seen at Liminal Land Park, 600 County Road. All right. Any information possible? Contact Chief Detectives Mike Hughes or Detective Wayne Roberts, Lake Valley Police Department. Missing merchants report salvaged from Liminal Land Main Square. Appears to have been tampered with by, likely by a park goer. Yeah, the S's. Yep. Yep. Simulon. Simicorp. Our boy Stupinzo, you should ask him about it sometimes. Stupinzo has an incredible conspiracy theory about this S, about where it came from. Early promotional material recovered from the abandoned Lake Valley residence. Document was inside of a folder with other early car on company files, leading us to believe that this ad was created sometime around 74. Unnamed child photograph playing in the early variation of the part signature Paradise Playrooms. The vast building serves as a maze for children to get lost in as their parents enjoyed the more mature attractions around the park. And then we read this one already. Yeah, this is exactly what was on Twitter. Last page. Utilizing old metal tubing, Charon crafted a coaster that, in hindsight, broke every regulation in the book. Oddly, writers noticed bizarre rail movement when passing the curve, with some claiming it appeared alive and snake-like. Over the years, Serpentine became something of an urban legend because, although this snake-like movement was likely caused by a critical lack of supportive structure. Okay. Charon Corporation's first foray into experimental roller coasters, the laugh track utilized special restraint compressions to evoke uncontrolled laughter during its 8-minute runtime. The potential for asphyxiation was still being studied, although strangely not a single rider had filed a complaint during its brief run. All right, and that's everything in the archives. What the fuck? Longing for a place I never knew. This one's terrifying. So is that. Yeah, that's the fuck is that? Unless you mean the fuck is this, because also an excellent question. The fuck is a lot of this. Yeah, that is very true, Raza. Does it look like there's a face there to you guys? Zoom and enhance. I wonder if the password is in any of these videos. I did try right and it didn't work. I didn't do it in all caps though. You're right. I didn't do it in all caps. Maybe we'll find it in one of the videos.
5 days, father. Working days and nothing. Where are my kids, Frank? Where are my fucking kids? Where are my fucking kids?
Are there any of these we haven't watched yet? Oh, Paradise Playrooms. All right, let's go. Oh, that was a good one. All right, we watched. Wait, what? We watched that. No, there's no way. How did we miss the password? Because that's everything. That would be the end of it. How did we miss the password? Liminal Land opened its doors in there we go. Early winter of 1975, destined to become one of the grandest amusement parks in the United States. Caron Corporation set out to push the boundaries of what it meant to provide immersive entertainment. To this day, it's unclear exactly how Liminal Land garnered such passion and sizable audience so quickly, as the town of Lake Valley has historically had a relatively small population. Regardless, ticket sales exploded from day one, much to the credit of large families who flew from all over the world to experience Caron's experimental vision. From the beginning, Liminal Land was always embedded with one mission: dethrone Disneyland as the go-to destination for thrill seekers of all ages. Coasters that always evoke emotion, a multi-tiered water park, a massive underground suburbia, were among I thought maybe home. Let's see. While the park was open to this day, debates are Disney coasters that devote to motion, multi-layered water park, massive underground suburbia where they experienced being tested while the park was open. To this day, debates are plentiful on whether Charon actually achieved the goal of industry dominance. It's rumored that Disneyland was relatively empty throughout the 1980s. However, Disney loyalists will consistently deny that no matter which way you look at it, though the impact of Liminal Land's existence was always clear, and at least for a brief while, it appeared the park wasn't going anywhere. Surprisingly, very little news coverage came out of Lake Valley during Liminal Land's tenure. Park goers seemed avid to serve as test subjects for their experimental rides. It felt like no one ever batted an eye. Regardless of the numerous accidents that took place over the years, there was never a single investigation, audit, or inspection ever credibly done. What Liminal Land touted as anomalous events were simply tarped off for a day, reopened thereafter with not a single word about them. For 14 years, the park operated in this bizarre manner. People went missing, rides constantly changed, and the park's staff were always apathetic about it. Yet Liminal Land's popularity paradoxically appeared to grow. Unfortunately, on May 20th, 1989, Liminal Land's day of reckoning had come. That night, the park was rapidly and indefinitely shut down, with no concrete reason ever being given. The remains of those present at that fateful night were rumored to remain exactly where they were last seen, although nobody really knows for sure. Theme park preservationists are keen to keep the spirit of Liminal Land alive, however. There's been nothing like it for decades, and there probably never will. I don't think Disney World was in operation by then. By 75? Oh, you're right. 71. Okay, fair enough. I tried guessed. Yeah, no, I did. I tried guessed. What was... Yeah, I tried home. Catch you later, Rick. Is there anything we could have missed here? I can't think of anything that we would have missed. Damn. from the clues in the ARG's training tapes. Excuse me. That's why I figured. Man. Catch you later, Aztec. I tried Rite of Passage. Oh, is it? Website's guest area is currently inaccessible because the new password has not yet been released. Oh. Is that true? As of 2023, users reported this password no longer work. Well, that's a bummer because that's the end of it. We don't have anything else. We don't have anything else. But that was awesome. That was real cool. That was a lot of fun. Definitely different than what we normally do for Analog Horror Nights. Doing more of an ARG. But man, that was cool. If you guys want to visit the website, I'll drop it in the chat for you. That was awesome. I had a blast doing that with you guys. Thank you all so much. Great time tonight. No Analog Horror stream next week. In fact, no Neon Leon. Well, Neon Leon might happen on Thursday instead when I land. We'll see. But the point is, I'm traveling all weekend, and I'm not gonna be doing any streams next weekend. So not on my channel or on anyone else's. So with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys. This was awesome. I'm at like 4 circles. Let me see if there's anyone live. Let's see if someone can raid someone. Let me see if there's anybody live. At 1 a.m. on Saturday, though, so maybe. 66, you still watching? Let's see. Oh, yeah. We'll rate ABF. We'll rate ABF Gaming. He's live. Alrighty, crew. We're going to go raid ABF. My boy Alec Ball with Finger. You tell him the Vital Idol raid. Until next time, it's all here in the Nerdosphere. And this has been Words of Paradise. Deuces, crew.